server running. Should be running here. And I'm good to go. So I've just created a brand new empty Insomnia. The first thing I'm going to do is go to manage environments. I'm going to set up a base environment. My base environment is going to look like this. This is, I'll copy and paste this into the channel, but essentially this is just scheme. Looks like that, custom scheme. If you're going to type that out, you'd go double quotes, scheme, like that, and then host, and then base path. So let me just type the whole thing. So scheme, and double quotes, colon, // host, and then base path. At least that's what I think I did. Space underscore path. The reason I'm using this base underscore path is this is just standard Insomnia stuff. That's what Insomnia likes to do. So I've created this. From this point, I can create a sub environment. So I'm going to call this localhost. This is going to be my local machine. So I'm going to go, my scheme is going to be HTTP. That's what it is. My my host is going to be 127.0.0.1. Actually 8000 as well, colon 8000 because it's running on port 8000. And that's it. I might actually go to base environment here. No, don't need that comma. Person 3, that's really freaking weird. Oh, I haven't put it in quotes. All right, there we go, quotes. Cool, scheme, host. Base environment, I might actually put some stuff in here because scheme by default is going to be HTTPS. And base path by default is going to be empty string. This just helps me override some stuff. So I've got localhost HTTP, cool, done. Close. So now I can select my environment, localhost. I might even just give it a color so we can tell it apart really easily. I'll make it green because it's my dev environment. And I can go up here to my, actually I don't have one yet, HTTP request. I'm going to go get, and I'm going to go control space, and I'm going to say base path. Actually, I'm going to go base URL because that's what I'm after. Base URL projects, and that should be it. I hit send, and look, it works. So we're cool. I'm going to call this /projects because I just created one. I'm then going to create another HTTP request. I'm going to go, try and remember what this is, API token auth. I think that's what it's called. This is going to be a post. I'm going to go control space. I'm going to go base URL. I'm going to go API token auth. Off the top of my head, I'm going to give it a JSON body, and I'm going to have username is admin, and my password is admin. I think that's what my admin password is. And it is, cool. Now, this makes sense if I'm only going to use one user, but I might want multiple users. So I'm going to do something here. I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call this user admin. Create, and in here, I'm going to go environment. So I'm creating an extra environment specifically for this folder. I'm going to have username, admin, and I'm going to have password is admin because that's my password. And then I'm going to do something else. I'm going to have token, and my token is going to be in quotes. I'm going to go control space. I'm going to say response body attribute, this one up top, click on it. And I'm going to go post API get token auth. Filter is going to be $, which is basically the root, and then token. It's going to show me that's it. I'm going to say that when no response is present, I'm just going to say always. It's going to always ask for this. So that sounds good. All right, we're going to go cool, done. Now I've got this thing. I can stick, I can change these. So I'm going to change my API token auth to be username. Oh, it's not in the folder yet. So let's move it into that folder. Come on, there we go. Cool. So now it's in this folder. I can go user, oh, control space user. It's not picking it up for some reason. Weird. Environment. Admin. All right, so I'm just going to go underscore dot username. And it is working, so I don't know why it's complaining at me. It's very strange. And this one, let's just try, and maybe if I click off it and click back on it. There we go. Control space, password. There we go. That's going to work. I hit this again. It's going to give me the same token. That's great. I've got my get projects, but if I wanted to do a run a request where I create something, so maybe like a post to control space again, base URL, because that's the base URL we're always going to use, and then I'm going to go base project, so I'm going to create a project by posting to project. I'm going to go, this is a JSON body, it's going to be a dict. I'm just going to go to projects, grab one of these, because it'll tell me basically what I need. So I've got this new request. Let's go post project, because this makes sense. Paste some of that stuff in there. I know I don't need one, so I'm going to get rid of one. I need a title, I need a description, I need a goal, I need an image. Is open equals true. Date created, I think I need one of them too. Owner, I don't need. Total, I don't need. Get rid of that trailing comma. Cool. I'm going to beautify it so it makes it look a bit prettier. And I'm just going to move this a little bit that way, so then it'll just look a bit nicer. I'm going to go donate a cat just to change this. We need a cat for sheet codes because our class lacks meows. We've got an image. I'm just going to leave that image. Pretty sure it's dollar bills. That's okay. And this date created, I'm going to change this. So leaving the quotes, I'm going to go date, control space, timestamp, and I'm going to go timestamp in ISO format, and it's going to tell me that's what it's going to do, current time. I'm happy with that. So this is project. We need to give some auth, but so if I send it, it's going to say unauthorized. Now, we could put the token in there from here, like I could click here, copy this, but why would I copy it? I can bring this project into this directory. I can go to auth, bearer token, I can say control space token, and the prefix is going to be token because that's what it has to be. And I'm going to send it again, and it's going to say failed request. That's interesting. Why? Failed to render request, blah. Let me just check that. Environment. This thing's fallen off for some reason. Must have been a... So I've had this trick. API token auth is what I need. I need $token. And I'm going to go always. I'm going to click done. Now, I need to put a comma at the end of this and delete that comma, just so it saves. It seems to be a bug with Insomnia at the moment. But there we go. Try that again. Cool, I've created this new one based on the user that I had. So if I go to timeline, it's going to say that it's sent this token. If I go to there, we'll see that my token exists, that a token was created. Now, I'm just going to very quickly create another user. Okay, so I've created another user, so I'm going to basically, just going to drag this guy out there. I'm going to duplicate this. So I'm going to create the same thing. This is test user 1, create. Cool, so I've got this test user 1 now. No, I don't want it in there. I want it outside there. Cool, test user 1. I've also got this token auth, so we're just going to go in and we're going to check this environment. So test user 1 is test user 1. Password is meow, not bark. And my response body attribute, I just have to double click this and make sure that it's pointing to the right place, because at the moment it's going to user admin and we've got test user 1, so I want to change this. Cool. Close, close. Just, actually I needed to do that thing, the bug, remember the bug? It's not user admin, it's user test close. I need to hit done. I need to then change a thing, like get rid of this comma, put another comma, just to make sure it saves. I'm going to go close, and then I'm going to go back to test user 1. I'm going to try this. We've got a token. Cool. That's a different token from this one, so clearly it's picked up the username. I can then create this project. Let me do another one. So I'm going to go create HTTP. Actually, let me create a GET. So I'm going to do a GET HTTP request. I'm going to go base URL / pledges go. Cool. Got my pledges. I'm going to call this / pledges because that's what it is. I'm going to move that down the bottom. So pledges, I've got some stuff. So let me just copy that content and we'll do a post pledges. So new HTTP request, control space, base URL, pledges with a post. I'm just going to make sure that's called / pledges. That's what we're doing. I'm going to create some body JSON in here. Boom. Oh, need to put it in these guys. ID, we don't need, getting rid of that. My comment, probably type that correctly. I'm going to say, yay, cats. Anonymous is false. Project is, what was that project called? Get projects. Cats, trouble cats, no. Boom. Bottom one, donate a cat, project 5. So project 5, I'm going to go back here, pledges. I'm going to say project is 5 and supporter. I'm hoping that automatically loads. So let's find out. All right, auth isn't going to work. So I'm going to just drag that into test user. Just going to have to go in there. There we go, pledges. It's really tricky. Just got to make sure it does it. It's awkward. UI is a little bit awkward here. Bearer token, and then my prefix is going to be that, yeah, it's token because that's what it has to be. And I'm going to hit send and see what happens. Cool, we got a thing. So now if I go back to my pledges, I go get pledges, we can see that we've got a yay cats in the pledges. If I go to get projects, I can go and see that there is a, it actually doesn't say, but it does say there's 99 in my total. So that's happened. I could probably do a get here. So control space, base URL / projects. And I'm going to go control space here again. And I'm going to say prompt. And that's going to prompt me for something. I'm going to say this is going to be project ID. Default value is going to be 1. Don't default to last value. It's always going to present me with the option of being 1. I'm going to hit send. That's going to go 1. I'm going to say, yep, let's have a look at 1. Cool. Let's do that again. Send. Project is now 5. And we can see yay cats on donate a cat. So that's good. I'm happy with this. I'm just going to put projects and then ID like that, because that to me makes sense. Now, part of the reason we do this is because like, why have we done all this stuff? So part of the benefit is we can do this manage environments thing. So I can actually right click on this and go duplicate, actually over here, duplicate. And I can say that this is now going to be my remote site. So I have deployed this, and my deployment is this URL. So I can change that. I don't need this anymore because it's going to be HTTPS, but I change this one to be that. So I've now got this weathered thing. I'm going to change the color to be red because it's production. And now I can change here. So I've got my get projects. This is going to check against my local host. If I go to timeline, it's going to say 127.0.0.1. So this is my local environment. I can switch this, go to this red one. And if I hit that again, it's going to do host weather dawn. So it's gone to a completely different spot. So my response is going to be different because I don't have any projects here. I'm going to try and post a project. It's going to say fail to request because I don't have a thing. I'm going to put my user is admin. So my user being admin is actually an issue. So I'm going to have to create another folder. I'm going to have user equals prod or admin prod because this is a different admin. And I'm going to have to create an environment. My environment's going to be so token is going to be I need to duplicate that. Let me just delete that. I'm going to replicate this admin, duplicate admin. User is going to be admin prod because I need another admin. So I've got my prod here. I need to right click and go, not duplicate, I need to right click and go manage environment. So admin, this is going to be fluffy kittens, exclamation mark, and my response body attribute needs to change. So this needs to now be prod. I need to make sure it's the right one, always do. And then I'm going to have to put, delete that comma, put that comma back, just to make sure it saves. And I'm going to go close. Now, admin prod, send. Cool, I got my token. That means my auth worked. Now I can take this project, I can move it into this admin prod directory, like that. So it's nice and in that directory. I should be able to send this and it should send it. So this last one that it's showing is from the local host. I send that again. It's gone to my server. So it's said some stuff, it's created ID1. I go back to my projects here and I go send. I now have my singular project for my remote server. I can go back to my local machine and you should see over here, this will change. Send, and it did because we requested projects. And we've got that change, so that's pretty cool. I'm happy with this. All right, sweet. Hope that helps.